keep it right. Facts over feelings, truth what we speak. Yeah, we keep it right. Facts over feelings, truth what we speak. Yeah, we keep it right. Facts over feelings, truth what we speak. I am ready, baby. Facts over feelings, truth what we speak. Real TV, tapping and gluing close. We talk past, present, yeah, the streets and the ghosts. Yeah, local to celebrities, stories unfold. Community matters, black excellence bold. Every voice will respect is the rule. We don't play loud, we stay sharp, stay cool. No hype, no cap, just real when we speak. Clock that sweet tea. Yeah, we keep it right.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to Real Tea TV. Yesterday, I took a break. Let me know if y'all could hear me. I'm trying these headphones on for the first time, and then I'm going to try some wireless ones. So I want to know if y'all can hear me. So we'll wait for a couple people to come on in. Come on in before I turn off my camera. Good morning, Brown Sugar. Can you hear me? Nice and clear? Okay. Good morning, Keys the Mole. Good morning. Good morning. I said, you know what? I'm going to do an early morning, being that I ain't come yesterday and then we didn't finish our live because we went over to Amora channel. So I said, I'm going to surprise them. I'm going to come bright and early. Good morning, Misunderstood. So yeah, I'm going to show y'all some things. So I got me some honey ginger tea. You know, that flu is out here. What's up, Binky Bink? Good morning, D. Lewis. So today we going, I supposed to have did this since the day before Christmas, but talking about ODD. You guys know what that is? It was definitely needed. I needed to get some loving. You know what I mean? I need to get some TLC. I needed to get loved on real quick. So I'm going to turn my camera off. I needed to, ante up. And did. Because it was a lot going on the other day. And we'll talk about all that later. I want to strictly do this live talking about opposite defiant disorder. And a lot of people are misdiagnosed or they have never been diagnosed because within the urban community, a lot of people don't go and get evaluations, mental health evaluations, or go to therapy. You know, it's a misconception, if you go to therapy, or you diagnose, you're slow or you are crazy, or so a lot of people don't even know that they have this disorder, which is crazy, right? And how I know about it and I have so much knowledge of it is because my youngest son is diagnosed with it. This was one of the diagnoses that he received at the age of 5. I'm just taking a sip of tea. So early on, I knew that my son was very different. We kind of call him Benjamin Buttons. And he was kind of like Rain Man, So, and I don't know if you guys ever seen that movie, Rain Man. Have you ever seen it? Good morning, Shaysky. Have you ever seen the movie Rain Man? Good morning, Candice. Good morning, Yolanda. I'm just waiting for a few more people to come on in before I get started. Y'all know when I get to talking, I don't want to stop. That's right. I just got off of work, so I came straight Straight to you guys. Good morning, Panda. I came straight to you guys. You hear me? Which is crazy, right? And I'm energetic, sipping on this sweet tea right here. Good morning, I stay. I seen you last night. We was tearing Q ass up last night, huh? Yes. Okay. So not only was my son diagnosed with ODD, but he was diagnosed with autism. So at 4 years old, 3 years old, uh, you ask a child at 3 years old, what do you want to be when you grow up? And my son was saying an anthropologist. Um, he was very unique. So he didn't start talking until he was 3. He'd say little noises and sounds and stuff like that, but he really started talking when he was like 3.5. And he did a lot of crying. So, um, so he has ASD, but it's not fully documented. It wasn't fully diagnosed until he was 10. So they kind of changed the I want to use the word. They kind of changed the characteristics for autism because a lot of people were getting misdiagnosed, and they were saying that these people were crazy, right? And so one of the first diagnoses of autism was Asperger's. Okay. And my son has Asperger's, which is a mild case of autism. Now, with autism, it is a sensory issue, right? So that means that they don't know exactly how they're feeling. They don't know where they are. Sometimes when they wake up in the morning, they'll do a lot of crying because they can't really identify how they are feeling. It's Autism is about feelings, touching, smelling, um, and a lot of people don't know that. So they think it's, oh, they're slow. No, what happens is, or they're retarded. No, or developmentally delayed. And that's a whole other thing. And so with autism, you can have autism and you can have my 4-year-old is nonverbal autistic, but gets frustrated sometimes. Yes, and you can have autism. You can have autism and ODD. You can have autism and ADD. You can have autism and PTSD. You can have multiple diagnosis. And so him being diagnosed with autism is my son is was like a little old man, okay? So he didn't like to take um orders, okay? So basically, once he put his mind to doing something, there was no stopping him. So if he wanted to cook, I'm just using this as an example, but you wanted him to take a bath and get ready for bed, but he wanted to cook. When I went in the room, right, after he took a bath or he just wouldn't do it, he would go in the kitchen and try to cook. Okay? So, whatever you told him no and not to do, once his mind was focused on that, that's what he was going to do. Another thing, a lot of people would think that he was argumentative because if he didn't want to do something, you would know. He would tell you blatantly, no, I don't want to do it. You know what I mean? So an adult would find that very rude and disrespectful, and they would be upset. So I wouldn't leave my baby with nobody, okay? Because at 2 years old, the babysitter told me don't leave him with nobody, right? Because they're gonna beat him. And I was like, ain't nobody gonna beat my baby, right? So as he started to display these things, I got him evaluated, right? And he was experiencing different symptoms. And when I say different symptoms, I mean Okay, I'm going to use an example. He was in daycare and a leaf fell on him. Very misunderstood. A leaf fell on him, and in daycare, he came up out of all his clothes. Okay. He was screaming, he was hollering because he felt like a bug had got on him from the leaf. Okay. And he was freaking out in daycare, and I had to go pick him up, go home, give him a bath. So things like this, I would give him, put him in a tub, and he had his own personal timer. So in order for me to get him to sit still for a certain amount of times, he had a little timer, right? Yes, he was very impulsive as well because he is diagnosed with ADHD, ODD, and ASD. Okay. And a lot of us don't want to get our children diagnosed because, of the stigma that they slow. Hey, Shamise, I think I said that right. And Strawberry, good morning. Good morning. So the first one was ODD, right? For me, because he was talking back, couldn't nobody tell him. And this is a little person now. He 2, 3 years old, and he is a wild boy, right? But I just thought it was inherited because his mother was a wild girl. So, okay, I finally got it right, Shamise. Um, so, and I call him Buddha. So you're gonna hear me reference to him as his name is Buddha. That's my Buddha. And Buddha was doing a lot of crying because he couldn't understand anything, but he could work a computer, an iPad better than you and me, right? So I know I said that when they asked him I asked him what he wanted to be, he said an anthropologist, right? But then he later told me at 5 that he wanted to be an archaeologist. Okay. And I'm going to tell you the difference, right? So Buddha had an infatuation with dinosaurs. And what I want to tell you is that when you see your children are fascinated about a particular thing, that might be their niche. It may be music, it may be art, it may be dancing, it may be singing. You encourage them. You make it to where that is in their daily routine, right? And I'm going to tell you why. Because my son was so infatuated with dinosaurs that what we did was we researched them every day. We researched. So I had a rule in my house, and it was we had to learn something new every day because my son would tell me things like a human has 508 bones, right? But then when I would go back and ask him, he would not kind of remember, right? But then I have to Google the shit. And I might misquote how many right now, but I'm just saying he would do things like that. Um, and I'd be like, at 3 years old, this little boy telling me how many bones is in a human's body. Hmm. This is interesting, right? So he became intriguing to me. Good morning, Kenny. What's up, Lope Bay? He became very intriguing to me. And I started to do research. And I'm not talking about no little bit of research. Like I was researching my baby and these symptoms that he was having. And I was like, okay, I think it's this, I think it's that. And I was like, can you have multiple issues? And I'm like, no. And so then I took him to get evaluated. So going forward, the daycares were calling me all day, every day. And up until last year, I get a few phone calls now, but I don't get as many because he doesn't have as many episodes. And I'm going to tell you what I did. I put him on So from the age of birth until 7 till I moved here, he was on a low sugar diet. And what I mean a low sugar diet, he didn't have any GMOs, um, generated what is it called? Generate moder what is it? Genetic moderated something. Uh he didn't have none of that. Spider-Man, the whole costume for yeah, yeah. Yes. So I'm gonna get to that, honey. The So my baby thought he was Flash. And honey, he would run through my house. And when I'm talking about swinging on things, he would jump off of things. He would touch things. So one time I told him, I came in from work and he wanted an apple. And I told him to give me a minute. Do you know that boy went in the refrigerator, got the apple, and went to cut the apple, and the knife went through his hand. That was my baby first set of stitches. Okay? This was at 2. I told him, just give me a minute. Let me just put my stuff down and I would get it for him. But he was one of those. So he had me scared a lot. And when I say scared, I mean scared. Like, but he would do bugged out things that I thought was bugged out. Like he would pull his little wee wee out and he would pee in weird places, right? And I would just be like, you know, you might want to give your kid a pow pow. They just whipping their shit out, right? But instead of that, oh, genetically modified organisms. That's what it is. So I would ask him, like, why did you do that? And one day he told me that he was watering the plants. Then another time I asked him, why did he do it? And he said he was killing the ants. So that let me know he had logic. Wouldn't you like to know? Good morning. He had logic in the things that he was doing, right? I was like, hold the fuck up. If this little boy could tell me why he is doing something, I can't even be mad. I'm like, holy shit. That shit made sense, right? Not that it was right, but it made sense. So when I took him, they were saying he was showing signs of autism, but they didn't really, because they was misdiagnosed in children, they didn't like to diagnose them until they was 10 years old, unless they had severe um, autism. If they showed severe, like nonverbal, minimum eye contact, right? And so I had started working on him with these things. So when he talked to me, I used to grab his face gently and make him look into my eyes. I would make him do this. This is something that, oh yes, they're very intelligent. I would make him. When I talked to him, I would hold both of his hands gently so that he knew that he had my undivided attention and that I was requesting his undivided attention, right? I started brushing his teeth with an electric tooth because he had speech issues, right? So I started to brush his teeth with an electric toothbrush to stimulate his tongue. I also started speaking onto his cheek so that he could feel the vibration of the words. This is how my baby started talking. Or I would kiss him on his lips and talk to him while I was giving him a kiss, right? Because he wasn't even showing any signs that he wanted to talk at the beginning. It was just like, hold up. So then I was talking to my mother, who is a nurse. She's retired. And she was saying that I needed to put him on a low sugar diet, right? Because the foods already had sugar produced, the foods we eat already produce sugar. So what I did was everything that touched his mouth was organic. Okay. Everything that touched his mouth. He even drank organic milk. I didn't play. And let me tell you something. He didn't have junk food until he was about 7 years old and we moved here. And people were laughing at me. Okay. They were laughing at me because they was like, he's like the baby in the bubble. Right. But we would play games and I would go, I was living in Florida at the time, and they had all the tropical fruits like starfish, rubutan, um, they just had so many different fruits. So I would make him a fruit salad. And he was like, and then I was going into holistic. I was going practicing, getting my credentials in holistic medicine. So he was like my little student, my little helper, my little guinea pig, my little test taster, right? So I would give him blueberries, raspberries, and red bananas, because I didn't even know at one time, right? And foods with red dye is not good for autism. Absolutely. So I never knew that there was a such thing as a red banana, right? So we're thinking the banana is red, right? But the peeling is a shade of red. So I started to um, experiment with my children and document it, not only with him, all of my kids, right? So every day we would try a new fruit, and it was a learning lesson for me. So children teach us as well, because I ate a red banana for the first time and I was like, this motherfucker good, man. I'm like, okay, observing behaviors and find natural remedies. Yes, and that's what I did. I started to research natural remedies, and so herbs. I started giving him herbal baths to calm him, giving him his timer, like I said, um, having him feel like he was kind of running the show. So we would do like little evaluations, and he kind of thought he was like a scientist because he was so excited. Like he would come in the door from daycare and he would be like, snack. And I would be like, yes, you ready? And he'd be like, yes. And he would let me know as well as my other children, like, oh ma, this is good. This don't taste so good. So what we realized that was a lot of things that were beneficial to us don't taste so good. Okay. Like bitters. And bitters is what alkalines the body, right? So like key limes, those are bitters, but then they have herbs that are bitters. And those are things that help the body get rid of toxins. So we would take a shot of bitters every morning, right? And even though it didn't taste so great, my kids knew the benefit of it. And then we became pescatarians. So we didn't eat meat, but we did eat meat once to twice a month. Why we did that is because um, not eating meat can cause you to be anemic, right? If you don't have the right supplements to help. So I just decided that, and I love steak, honey. So I was like, you know what? We're going to eat steak once a month or we're going to eat steak twice a month. And it worked because at that time, and this is a little off topic, but it's on topic. Um, a lot of women don't know your menstrual smells when you eat red meat before you menstruate, right? Because menstruating is cleaning out the body. So it's like you putting flesh in you and then you're removing the flesh out of your body. So it gives it a different smell. So, of course, I didn't eat meat around that time, but I don't have them issues no more. But anyway, so with the ODD and with why I want to talk about it is because there are a lot of adults that have ODD and they don't even know it. Like the ones that when the police be talking to them and they be don't motherfucking touch me and this, that, and the third. And or when the kids is in school and they just so disrespectful to the teacher because they don't respect authority, because they don't respect their parents. This is a disability, right? And it made me do even more research on it. Yes, honey. And I've never put that in comparison, but let me tell you something. I hate the way money smells in my hand, like coins. You won't catch me holding coins for too long without some hand sanitizer because of that smell. So that's crazy that you say that, brown sugar. So, um, ODD, right? It hits our Black, minority, poverty stricken communities like a bag of rocks. Okay. Because a lot of us don't have proper health care. And a lot of times when we're waiting for evaluations and testing, it may take months, it may take a year, you know, a significant amount of time. And people don't be having the patience for that shit. And so they forget, they just don't want to be bothered, they don't want to deal with it. But what made me want to talk about this topic is Chicago and a lot of inner cities like New York, Chicago, Memphis. Um, they have large numbers of people that are suffering from ODD, okay? Because the shit that they do is sometimes it's very unexplainable, okay? Like fighting in front of the courthouse, not giving a fuck, right? Just it was about 25 to 50 officers out there and they didn't give two fucks. They didn't care not one, and so that's an illness, right? Because then later they get locked up and they still don't, want to take accountability because they feel like they did nothing wrong, right? But we have laws of the land that we need to follow because if we don't follow them, our asses go to jail, right? So I'm gonna pull up some characteristics, and you tell me if you might know somebody that have these kind of characteristics, okay? And I'm gonna pull up adults with ADD. I mean ODD. Sorry, symptoms. Okay, and let's talk about it now. ODD symptoms in adults often point to oppositional defiant disorder, right? Now, that's persistent anger, irritability, arguing, defiant of all rules, deliberately annoying somebody, blaming others, being spiteful, disrupting life and relationships, theirs and others, right? Um, a lot of this time, these things can manifest in road rage, job instability, severe family conflicts. You ever have a family that's just always something is always going on. Um, and it also co-occurs with ADHD, anxiety, right? And they have something called SPD, all right? Where they have magical beliefs, paranoia, and peculiar speech and dress, right? So y'all know any of these things that you see, because I see it all the time, every day with the people. This is why I don't be dealing with the people, because they be angry for no damn reason. Like they just angry. They don't even need a reason to be angry. They just wake up angry. They just angry, right? The first one, yeah, I'm going to get into that. So, angry / irritable mood, losing a temper, frequent resentment, being easily annoyed and very touchy, very sensitive, wearing their feelings on their sleeve. They're always under attack. They always in defense mode. They always feel like you could be giving them a compliment, but they heard it some other fucking way. They heard it like you may say they beautiful, but in their ears, they heard it as you said they was ugly. Um, and our next topic is going to be we're going to talk about SPD, but we're going to go back to that. So then argumentative, right? And defiant behavior, arguing with authority, family, refusing rules, deliberately annoying people, and blaming others. So we see this every day where the people just don't want to take accountability of the part they played in some bullshit. Hey, Alice, right? They don't want to take accountability. Everything they fucking do is right. Everything they kids do is right. There's no consequences. Another person can't reprimand your child because they, as an adult, don't feel like they did nothing wrong. I'm learning that I have to stop going back and forth with people who portray those mannerisms. I thought about it last night, and I'm glad you are discussing it. Sounds familiar. Right. Me either. Right. So we lived in a day where if a child was being disrespectful, you could check that child and say, hey, listen, that language that you're using is not age appropriate, right? But now we live in a time where the mama use the language, so they think the child can use the language. And if you try to correct somebody else's child, the mama acting ignorant, indignant, okay? And you realizing now that's where the child get it from, because the mother off, right? Spitefulness, okay? Acting vindictive and seeking revenge. If you notice, people don't know how to let go of things, right? They will hunt you down, they will stalk you, they will fuck the police, bitch, I'ma get you. Because in their mind, they the motherfucking boss. Like, bitch, how dare you carry me, ho? How dare you disrespect me? How dare you think you trying to embarrass me? And a person might die behind that shit because they feel like, but they might have disrespected you first, but because you took it a little bit over more than them, right? Oh, you look for real? Let me tell you, I had a procedure done called the ablation. It was the best thing I did since sliced bread, honey. Um, Impact. Difficult maintaining jobs, right? Stable relationships and academic success. So a lot of these children, and especially in Chicago, and I'm gonna give y'all statistics, these kids do not do academically, they do not do well, okay? Because their behaviors stop them from getting the lessons and learning the material, which is crazy, right? So a lot of times ODD overlaps, mimics ADHD, anxiety, bipolar. Oh, that was another one, bipolar disorder, making the diagnosis tricky, right? So that's what I was saying is that a lot of people get misdiagnosed. Like for instance, some of these school shootings, right? Some of these school shootings is these children have showed signs of ODD long time ago, right? Where they are superior. They don't have to follow no rules and regulations, you know, and they done went and shot up the people's school. Um, and so it's not just one time, because every now and then the child gets sassy, want to test the waters, and want to, question your authority. Even as a parent, we find that our children, they hit a certain age. I always say if they horrible kids, they great adults, right? But it's always a phase where you be defiant. That was crazy. Office didn't do nothing at the courthouse. Let me tell you something. They were supposed to clear them people out before they let them other people out. But I bet you they have top flight security of the world um come 1-7. So with ODD, right? It is persistent pattern. It's a persistent pattern of being defiant, hostile, and irritable. So I don't know if y'all got some cranky ass kids, or y'all may have one, because I believe every household might have one that the kid just cranky as hell. Like they sleep patterns is off. They just what we would call rude, but they just they just don't give a fuck. Um, Now it says now why most commonly diagnosed in children, symptoms persist and they're first recognized in adulthood, often manifesting as significant disruptive in the workplace and people's lives. Right? This is where I'm getting at. So in the workplace, you see it, the people can't hold no job. They do fuck shit. This is what we call fuck shit. Like want to beat up their supervisor, tear up, they get fired, they tear up the damn workplace, you know, just disrespectful. We'll take it as being ghetto. Ooh, they ghetto, right? But all along, they got some type of they got some type of disorder, right? Now, core behaviors and psychological symptoms. Now, to meet the diagnosis, right? And they call it DSM-5. An adult must exhibit at least 4 of the following symptoms for at least 6 months, causing significant distress or impairment. Now, 1, hostility towards authority, frequent arguments with supervisors, law enforcement, or anyone perceived to be in a position of power. 2, persistent irritability, often losing one's temper, feeling mad at the world, and being easily annoyed by others. So you get this all the time. I'm going through this because nobody didn't help me. They feel entitled. They feel like somebody owed them some shit. Vindictiveness, often, a strong desire to get even or seek revenge against those perceived to have caused slight or harm to them. And it could be mental harm, emotional harm, physical harm. Okay. The blame shifting. And you see this shit a lot in the YouTube world. Everybody want to blame somebody for something. Habitually blaming others or the system for personal mistakes or inappropriate behavior rather than taking responsibility. Some miseducated, uninformed adults think a child has to kill animals, insects to be on the spectrum have behavior issues or mood disorders. Correct. Deliberate um provoking, right? Intentionally engaging in behaviors meant to annoy or upset others, such as ignoring social norms and workplace rules, and fucking bullying. Okay? Let's add that. Active defiance, refusing to comply with reasonable requests, instructions, rules, and even when compliance is in their best interest. So they know better for themselves than you do. And this is as children, and as adults, nobody can tell them nothing. Not till they get real, real bad, may cause them injury, their life, or a lifetime imprisonment. Do they realize and they seek help during these time? Okay. In adults, ODD symptoms often lead to severe consequences that disguise the condition from a simple, difficult personality. What I was saying, you know, the people snap, they take it too far, they don't have no self control, do things that a sorry cannot correct, and people justify the behavior. Now, adults with ODD really exist in isolation. So they don't um they're not standoffish. Most of them are people outspoken, and they everywhere. They're not unless they have another diagnosis with it, they're very outspoken, okay? Now, a lot of adults and children, but we're talking about adults now. Um 40 to 50% of adults with ODD also have ADHD. Okay? It's like they go hand in hand, which can worsen the impulsiveness and emotional regulation. You hear me? So not only are they defiant, but they speedballing, they moving around, they here, there, everywhere. They doing the most in layman terms. Now, then they have mood disorders, high rates of anxiety, depression, and bipolar disorder. So not only do they have emotional regulate, they can't regulate their emotions, then they can't regulate their mood, which gives them anxiety, depression, and bipolar disorder, right? Now, increased likelihood of turning to alcohol and drugs to cope with the chronic anger and frustration. So, most people that have ODD, they turn to alcohol and drugs to give them some type of relief. Mental, because either their mind be racing or they take something to slow down their brain. So now imagine suffering from with all of this and then smoking some marijuana, and then you paranoid on top of that. All right. Now, there is treatment for this. And their treatments is cognitive behavior therapy, right? To refrain from negative thoughts. Because that's another thing. ODD, they have a lot of negative thoughts about people, their situations, their environment. They're not very positive. It's always something is wrong and somebody else did it. Okay. Now, there's also anger management and medication to manage these underlying conditions, right? ADHD medication, there's mood swing medication, right? Now, the crazy thing about it is this is linked to neurobiological differences, okay? Where the brain region response the brain region is responsible for your emotional processing, right? Now, and when I say emotional processing, I mean impulsive control and reward sensitivity. Now, the difference in how, is hot executive function area. So that's the emotional and motivational, and then you have the cool, which is the problem solving and the self-regulation. And a lot of people with ODD, they need tools to self-regulate. They need um someone to point out to them and have them sit down and kind of solve themselves by redirecting them on how could you have handled this differently. So it's all about the wording, and it still makes them feel like they are in control. Okay, because ODD targets the region that is for critical thinking and processing emotions like fear, aggression, and things like that. So when they did these testing, they see that there's small volumes and low activity when it comes to them processing shit. So it's dysfunctional there, and it links to the struggle with emotional regulation, right? And the failure to associate a inappropriate behavior with this punishment. Okay. So in children, they may have did something and got a spanking, right? But they clearly don't understand why they got a spanking. So the shit is pointless. And that's what a lot of people don't um don't get, and some people will beat the shit out their kid that has ODD because they feel like, oh shit, you just blatantly don't give a fuck. But it's something neurologic, you know, in the brain not connecting. So, okay. I'm sorry, I had to plug in my computer. Something is not something is wrong. It's like a detach. It's not clicking for them. Now, and it's an imbalance, and it could get real deep with the hormones and the neurotransmitters, and it can get real deep. I don't want to get that deep on it with y'all, but um I want to touch this. So ODD and conduct disorder, right? And people that have that, it's like a double burden. And that's shown greater reduction in the frontal lobe value than those that have ADHD alone. So it's like a double whammy. Okay. Um, there's some genetic factors in the brain. So, like, this is real. This is like a real disorder. Now, and what happens is because they're so negative, it brings forth depression and anxiety. And it's like because traumatic shit keeps happening in a life. They keep going through like life be lifing, you know, and they don't understand why. It's like the world is against me. Nobody helps me. Nobody does anything for me. Everything I've got, I've done on my own. Y'all have heard those speeches before. So there is no single ODD gene, right? But there's plenty of genetic factors that have been identified to contribute to the underlying brain biology. See, so it goes real deep. So I want to show y'all. Let me see. I want to show y'all um OD hold on, in Chicago alone. ODD. I'm just pulling up on my computer. And children in Chicago. Because I did so much research in Chicago alone, just Chicago. Um, Percentage, the chart. Okay. So now, I'm just going to give y'all. So they said, right? For patients younger than 5, the behaviors may occur more than 50% of the time within 6 months. The behaviors cause significant distress in social contexts, such as family, school, work. Okay. And it goes from mid, moderate to severe. Okay. Let me look at my chart. Now, and they didn't have really like an updated chart. So they have it like from 2023. Now we know that Chicago is 63%. Wait, hold on. It's stupid. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I want to update it. I didn't even know this chart said 23. I want to look for 2025. Let me see if they have it yet. In 2025. Image. Okay. So they do. Now, so in Chicago alone, right? They have 79 as of April 2025. They have 79% gun related violence in the neighborhood, right? They have 70% poverty. Lack of supervision and involvement is 68%. Social media, these are all concerns. Social media, 67%. Stress among children and teens, 66%. Violence in the school, 66%. Depression, 65%. Radical health issues, 64. Drug use by youth, 64%. Smoking and tobacco use by youth, 63%. That's crazy. That's absurd. That is more than half. That's a lot. Um, the reports highlight gun violence in neighborhoods, poverty, lack of adult supervision, and involvement were the most common child health concerns reported by Chicago adults. Now, gun violence. Gun violence, the problem of the city in America, have wide reach impact throughout the communities. In Chicago, 79% of adults report neighborhood gun violence as a concern for children and adult health. The concern emerges as the most likely shared concern on our list across the racial and ethnic group. 2, poverty. Reemerging at the top concern, ranking number 2, right? Younger adults at 70%. 70% of adults reported 18 to 21-year-olds were likely to consider poverty as a major concern. This is crazy. Revealed that 42,000 children under the age of 5 in Chicago live below the poverty line. Communities in Illinois with the highest rate of poverty and social vulnerability are experiencing worse health. So not only are they misdiagnosed, but they are poor and with gun violence. Okay. Now, they also have lack of supervision. Chicago adults reported lack of supervision. When it comes to concerns about children well-being, men and women largely agree that lack of adult supervision and involvement is a major issue. Among the top 10 child health concerns, and it says both genders, 64% men and 70% women viewing lack of supervision is a big problem in Chicago. While adult supervision and involvement prompt safety and prevent injury in young children, teens also benefit from parental monitoring. National-wide studies affirm that the benefit of adult supervision and involvement can help protect adolescents from several of the children's health problems listed, especially stress, depression, and drugs. In Illinois, it is illegal to leave your child under the age of 14 home alone for an extended period. Highlight the need for consistent supervision. Parents and caregivers must consider their child maturity and comfort level before deciding to leave their older child home alone. And so that's letting us know that these kids is raising themselves. Their parents is out doing God knows what. Then they get, something happens and they get up here and they act like they phenomenal mothers, and that every step of the way they poured into their children positive so that they could become positive role models and productive citizens. But they out doing God knows what. Social media, right? Parents in Chicago show a concern about social media. It says U.S. teens spend about an average of 4.8 hours per day on social media platforms, right? In May of 2023, the Surgeon General issued an advisory calling for immediate awareness and action regarding social media use and its negative impact on youth's mental health. So imagine the youth, it has a major impact on youth. So imagine what it does to an adult that has ODD, ADHD, depression, anxiety, amongst other shit, poverty, not having a job, not keeping a job, trying to figure out how they going to provide food on the table, how they going to keep the lights on, how they going to keep the water on, how they going to, you know, obtain good medical health, right? Now, so a lot of times the American Academic of Pediatrics provided information to parents and caregivers about creating a family media plan or screen time for kids. The Illinois Attorney General also provided information to help keep you safe online. Okay. Now, 5, stress. And this is what I was just talking about 2 seconds ago. In our survey, 66% of Chicagoans reported stress among youth were a big problem. Black adults were most likely to report stress as a major concern. 73% Latin/Hispanic adults, no, 73% reported, but 66% Latin adults, white adults 63, and other groups. So oh no, I'm reading this wrong. 73% black adults, sorry, 66% Latin, and 63% white, and 53% other groups. Short-term stress can cause health. Short-term stress can be healthy for youth. However, long-term stress or toxic stress can have long-lasting effects in physical and mental health. Now, there's things like stress busting activities. There's a whole bunch of things, but a lot of these kids, they not into that type of shit. They don't, unless you started young with giving kids, like my son, he meditates. He does. Y'all, I know y'all be hearing me say Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Yes, we play calm me down music. They even play it for him in school. He has where he gets breaks where he can go be one with himself and breathe. Okay. Violence in the school, because I didn't put him on any medication, and we're going to talk about that in a second. Violence in the school, which is a big problem. 74%. That's a lot. And look at the numbers. So violence in the school, 70% of Chicago high school students were involved in one or more fights within the last year. But that's if they go. You understand? They have a high percentage of dropout rate in Chicago. 51% in middle school. Okay. And bullying on Chicago school property also increased in the recent years to 13%. High school, 37%. No, 13% of high school and 37% of middle school. Okay. So there's a significant amount of bullying in Chicago schools. A lot. And fighting. Parents can help modeling health, conflict resolution, teaching emotional regulation, and seeking professional help to help their children, because it's a lot going on. Now, depression plays a major role in the mental health issues, because a lot of people are depressed. They don't know that they're depressed. A lot of children are depressed. Now, they did a survey in 2023 indicating over 40% of Chicago public high school students reported symptoms of depression. These kids are depressed. Okay. Research suggested that the LGBTQ+ teen reported depression more than twice as often as the non-LGBTQ peers. So we're thinking that a lot of this, um, another issue is dealing with their sexuality. That's a big, and that's all over. That's not just Chicago, but I just decided to use Chicago because I'm a little bit closer. And then you have the radical health, um, where worse health for children of color than for white children. And why do we think that? We know because money talks and bullshit walks. More Caucasian families are two-family homes, even if it's a arranged marriage, and they're able to get better health care. Um, so we get the Medicaid is the bottom of the fucking bottom. Okay, there's a board that sits and decides whether your child or your loved one is worth them paying for a procedure to be done. I don't know if y'all know that or not, but they sit around a table. So let's say if he needed a heart, they sit around a table and see if you're worthy enough of getting this heart. So it had you smoked, had you drank a little bit, had you party, you know, you ever had some sexual transmitted diseases, you got other underlying health issues that they think the heart, they don't want to take the risk of giving you the heart, you ain't getting the heart. Okay. Um, Drug use. So you having all these underlying mental health issues, and then you turn to drugs to save the day. Okay. The crazy thing about it is, um, Black Americans were 20% more likely than white Americans to see youth drugs used as a serious problem. Let me repeat that. Black adults were 25% more likely than white adults to see youth drug use as a serious problem. Adults with lower household income, okay? That means they fell below the federal poverty line. Were more concerned with drugs use compared with adults with a higher income. Now, marijuana and cannabis use can have permanent effects on developmental in the brain, increasing risk of mental health issues. But they legalized it. They say it don't. It's a herb. It don't. Um, it has healing property. They say all kind of things. But anything that goes in your body that is not, how can I say this in the nicest way? Anything that goes in your body that can alter your emotions, your feelings, your thought process, your breathing, and too much of anything is no good for you. So if you drink too much damn water, you can drown your organs. So I guess y'all kind of get where I'm coming from. So I don't judge. I'm just telling you what going on. I have many of friends, and to each his own. But what we don't do is we don't detox our body. So, and then of course I do this: smoking, vaping, tobacco use. Um, a lot of, if we noticing that a lot of these younger children are vaping. In my era, we were smoking cigarettes, but now these younger children, they are vaping. Um, those e-cigarettes and those vapes, they not no good. But there are a lot of children that are turning to vaping as a coping mechanism, um, which is crazy work because they are damaging their body and it's not dealing with the issue at hand. Um, I was doing some more research. So numbers are my game. Like I love numbers. Numbers matter. Just looking at, is the population increasing or decreasing, in Chicago? Um, are the people going to the doctor, you know? And it's kind of bad. It's kind of bad, they're not getting the help and the resources that they need. This issue that they're having with these misdiagnoses and not being diagnosed is a very big issue. It's not just one household, it's in a whole. We must do everything in moderations. That's right, because too much of anything is no good for you, T. T, you have a good storytelling voice. That live is informative. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Um, so I think I gave y'all enough information that y'all kind of understand what ODD is. Let's talk about it. I'm gonna drop the link. Anybody want to come and discuss with me? And then I'm gonna give y'all another story on ODD, right? Once I give you some stories, because like I said, I have experienced it with my son um for many years. And these behaviors, I can point them out like in people. And I'm like, and I probably got some, my attention, my thing is I don't have an attention issue. I have I want to handle every too many things at one time. So I'm very much a multitasker. And so I want to do 50, like I could hold 50 different conversations at one time. My mother tells me that. I tried to vape, and 3 weeks later, I thought I was going to die. Yes, let me tell you something. I'm a smoke. So I smoke cigarettes. Y'all know, y'all seen me smoke. I cannot vape. Do you hear me? But I used to work in the school and I see these young kids, and I don't mean no disrespect. But listen, they don't need to be doing nothing extra. You hear me? Not no vaping, not no smoking no weed, not no nothing. They don't need nothing because, baby, they already a little touched. So anything extra they putting in their body that have a ever effect is not good for them. So I know what we could talk about. Why I never put my son on medication, right? So he never took any ADHD medicine. He never took any medication for, excuse me, anxiety, depression. And one of my concerns is I have a lot of friends that um, was later diagnosed with schizophrenia or manic disorders, right? And so they went to jail, they went to prison. And when in prison, they got on these medications, right? But when they came home, they wasn't on the medication, or the medication was not available to them. So guess what? They start walking around and they talking to themselves, and they they bugged the fuck out. a lot of these kids that's be on these ADHD medications, when they get 16, they don't want to take it. They start experimenting with smoking weed and, and they be more fucked up than they was when you put them on these medications. My son was diagnosed at 6 or 7 with ADHD and ODD. It was challenging, but God, he's almost 25, has lived on his own, keeps a job, and is functioning citizen. And I put him on meds until high school. I know that's right. And I don't knock nobody for doing it. But what I could tell you from my research and why I didn't do it is because you remember back in the days, right? When you had one of them uncles that was just off the hook, or cousins or whatever that was off the hook, and they didn't have these medications available, right? So what did they do? We have a lot of adults that have never been on any medications, but they live productive lives. So I just was not an advocate because these medications, if you read the bottle, they have more side effects. You end up with more of a problem than you did when you first went trying to address the problem of ADHD. Most young boys are energetic. Most young boys are all over the place. The girls, they dainty, they cross their legs, unless you was a tomboy like me. But most boys, they wow. So unless you got the bookworm ones and they into books, this information is individuals the case, and some of these YouTube supporters, I'm not going back and forth with them anymore. They have issues and don't have, and right. And this is why I did this live, because some of these motherfuckers don't got no friends. They don't have no time and attention. Nobody's checking for them. And let me tell you something. They get behind this thing and they act like they some fucking body and they nobody. These motherfuckers need to be on medication, medicata. Okay? But my son, I wanted to do it without medication. I wanted to show myself and the people around me that it can be done. And let me tell you something. My son is gone for break. He's at his friend's house. I got his location on. I know where he at all time. He calls and he checks in because he knows every cause has an effect. You don't answer that phone, you lose it. Like, he has consequences. And it's not, I beating the shit out of him. No, he has real life consequences as an adult. You don't pay your bill, your phone get cut off, right? So I am the phone company. How he pays his bill is he shows me that he is a responsible adult. If he is not responsible, his phone privileges get revoked. Not his phone get turned off. They get revoked. He has big consequences. And I stand on business with that. So yes, he's never been on any medication. And when I tell you the progress, and I, encourage like parents, don't just stop giving no medication now. I'm not no doctor. But any medication you should be weaned off of. You just don't stop it because it all has side effects. Anxiety medication, any medication that you take has side effects. So you should not just stop taking them and then have erratic behavior and your body be going through withdrawals. That's another thing. Every drug that you take for a significant amount of time has withdrawals. That's why some of these people is acting crazy, because their body is going through withdrawals. One, they can't afford to support their habit. Two, they done stopped doing something for a little bit of time, and now their body and their brain is signaling, bitch, go get my shit. So I'm not going back and forth with none of these mental patients, druggies, socially awkward ass people. I'm going to say what I got to say, and I'm going to move the fuck on. Because The shit ain't registering and processing in their brain. Because anybody that think they could do what the fuck they want to do and they above the law living in this land right here, not heaven, not hell, not above, what so is below earth. A system that was designed to enslave black people, and you think you above the law? Oh, okay. And you think they're going to allow you to run some shit? They'll show you better than they'll tell you. Your ass going to be in jail, in prison, forever and ever. Amen. And guess what? And that's where that'll be your life. So yeah, you could be Billy Badass and Tough Tony over the internet and gangster motherfucking boogie. The same behavior you display online is the same behavior you display in real life. And it will catch up with your ass. It's something called karma. So I advise everybody to go get a neuro evaluation and find out what the fuck is the cause and go get you some therapy if that's the case. Because maybe when you was younger, you could get away with it. But running up on a motherfucker because your motherfucking baby daddy is sticking a dick in a place that you don't fucking approve, whether it be in a wall or in a motherfucking hole, like this ignorant motherfucker right here. You got mental illness. Q, how many drugs is you on, bro? Or should be on? You probably been taking drugs since you was born. The fuck? You probably was a drug baby. That's why you can't relate talking about pretty dry. It's great over here. But thanks for coming and giving me that view, because I needed it. But yeah, the human's thought process is a whole other thing. When your emotions don't align with your thinking pattern, because he's another one. He think that he's entitled. Motherfuckers owe him. This is why he can't progress. He can't get nowhere behind them walls because his brain has shut off. The only thing he could think about is a motherfucker owe him. And nobody don't owe him shit because he a grown-ass man. You go get the shit. But he too afraid to go get the shit because he done did some fucked up shit to somebody. He done side, crook, crock, jop, hop, pop. And now he motherfucker can't walk the street because he looking over his motherfucking shoulder. So he can't go get him a job. Unless he just leave Chicago. And that might be a good thing. That might be the best thing for him. Leave all that shit behind, motherfucker, and start over. Because one day he's going to wake up and he's going to be my age and ain't did shit with his life. He going to be more depressed. Then he going to go back into a depression. He going to have a midlife crisis. Because he going to wake up and realize he ain't shit. I ain't did shit. I ain't got shit. And he going to need some adult medication. Because motherfuckers is too worried about what other people are doing. And what other people ain't do. Life don't stop. You keep it motherfucking moving. So, and that motherfucking sympathy card, that pity card. That pity card, motherfucker feel bad. They get up on here on these social media, and want to cry. They husband don't love them. They bitch don't love them. They ain't got nobody. They need help. They struggling. I've been in the house for 2 years. Whoop-dee-doo. You hear this shit? Or should I say, do you see this shit? They fucked up. Can somebody help them? That reminds me of bums in New York City. I don't know if y'all got bums wherever y'all at, but in New York City, there's a lot of fucking bums, hobos, begging. Guess what? 90% of them have mental illness. They not just bums. Life has stopped for them in their brain somewhere. They brain done shut the fuck down. And that's what Q reminds me of. I still can make money in the house. Listen, let me tell you about money. Money don't mean shit if you don't have nobody you could spend it with. You understand? You don't even have the social skill of befriending somebody. You definitely can make money in a house. But again, money don't mean shit if you don't have nobody to spend it and enjoy it with. So you need to get you some social skills because 2 years in the house, you are socially fucking awkward. You do not know how to communicate with people. You got kids that you don't even see. That's sad. Hello. Hello. Cute, ashy face mama. Huh? Hello, welcome. Is it something you want to say? Yes, not. Well, I'll remove you. You can stay backstage. I talk to people all the time. I'm actually seeing my kids now. Q, you are lying. You said you're seeing your kids for Christmas. When you see children you haven't seen in a while, the natural reaction is to take pictures, spending with them, opening gifts. You want memories. See, the whole point of having children is to create memories. You're a liar. Okay? You're telling the truth. Being in the house all the time will make you lose. Yes, it's like solitary confinement. They are getting rid of that. There are laws that are removing solitary confinement because people start talking in third party and start talking to themselves. Good idea. I stay. Maybe we should ask David. He said he was giving them some Christmas gifts. You know, we joke and we laugh, you know what I'm saying? But this shit is fucked up. You was just crying about Holly's mom. Now you playing with my OG. First of all, who's talking about your OG? I don't know your mother. I don't know her. I read somebody came up, popped up and said, Q, it says Q's ashy face mother. I just read what the fuck it said. I don't have to play with nobody, mama. I don't play with people's mothers. I don't have nothing bad to say about your mother. So whoever is trolling your ass got a problem with your mother. I don't have no problem with that lady. Shit. What's wrong with you? Good morning. You know, you're weird as fuck. You're weird, dude. And the sooner you got a fucking remote control, a picture of a remote control, acting like it's a gun up to your motherfucking head. That's some slow shit, bro. Not only is it slow, it's immature. You need to worry about keeping up your motherfucking followers so you could stay monetized. You mad because I don't fuck with you. Get a life. Why would I be mad about that? Nigga, I wouldn't even spit on you in real life. If your ass was on fire. I don't fuck with slow people. I tried to give you the benefit of the fucking doubt. Maybe you wanted something in life. You don't want shit. You just want to fucking get revenge and worry about another motherfucker and where he motherfucking put his penis and how much fucking he doing and how much fucking he need. Nigga, you hate women on a low. To be honest, nigga, you don't even like women. You don't even like the pussy you motherfucking came out of. And that's the fucking problem. I be trash, nigga. Listen. I'm about to be monetized on 3 motherfucking platforms. Get like me, boy. Grow the fuck up. Get like me. I wouldn't be talking about your ass if your ass ain't come into my motherfucking platform. This is called engagement, Bookie. Right. Should hear nothing about nothing. He have no right to talk about another motherfucking black man. He always on his fucking platform talking about how he about to get himself together, and you can't keep a good man down. And men don't do this and men don't do that. Men don't walk away from their motherfucking kids, nigga. Men fight for their kids. Real men. Okay? Men don't let a motherfucking bitch dictate to them when they can and cannot see their kids. How about that? Go process that shit. And then tell me you got your motherfucking kids at least 3 to 4 days out the motherfucking week. Then we can have a motherfucking civil conversation. I don't give, you got to keep them 500 subs, nigga. Give a fuck about your 500 subs. What's for me, let no man or woman take it away. You can't motherfucking stop this motherfucking hustle over here. Let me show you. Big motherfucking cocky, nigga. I live this shit. I go the fuck outside. If I don't got motherfucking money, I go get it, bro. I don't wait for a fucking computer to process it. And I make money in my motherfucking sleep. Don't worry. Why you so worried about me, bro? Why you so worried about me? Nigga, I'm already monetized on one platform. And listen, I got 18 motherfucking subscribers last night in my motherfucking sleep. Bitch, I only need 50. So 18, I don't even need 50 no more, bro. How many days is that? Can you calculate that, ho? Right, that part. Maya ain't destroyed nothing, boo. Maya destroyed me. First of all, Maya need to go get her some treatments, some asthma treatments, bitch. Open up them lungs. Matter of fact, tell Maya to invest in some motherfucking honey ginger tea, bitch. It don't matter. See? It don't matter. It's called longevity, nigga. I ain't going nowhere. Nigga, you gonna be canceled after this Ali shit. Canceled. Ain't nobody gonna listen to your ignorant ass. Your shit is over. Don't worry. You got a good what? Little while to fuck. Enjoy, boo-boo. Cause ain't nobody taking no advice from your ass. Not even Carlos. That's why you weird. That's why you over here this morning. Go live. Talk about something different. Bet you won't have not one motherfucker listening. Anyway, back to what we was talking about. Cause see, okay. Thanks for letting me know. See, and this is all a learning process over here in this platform. This motherfucker, he got dial up. He want motherfucker call in. He can't even record a good video off his motherfucking phone and he talking shit. While I'm building a motherfucking studio, he motherfucking can't even motherfucking get his phone to record right. He gonna get tired of looking like a fucking clown and really get his shit together one day. That'll be the prayer for him. Right. Broke ass. I am doing well. How are you? Christmas was Christmas, just chilling. Right. He ain't got nothing better to do. But that's why I was trolling his ass yesterday. Boy, When this shit is over with Holly, you're gonna be a figment of people's imagination. Okay? You're gonna be always and forever Ladre. Pookie, nigga. That's how the fuck you gonna be remembered. Your fucking show is gonna be RIP. So enjoy. Because they not even supporting with the motherfucking super chats. Did you get one last night? Terrible work. Who am I? I am me, and you wanna know. Right, Billboard in need Salvation Army blogger. Oh my goodness, you got Cash App. Great. Nigga, I got Cash App, Zelle, Venmo, bank accounts, multiple. Great. Square, PayPal. Would you like to see the fuck? And I'm not even going to pull them out. I'm just going to show you a little something, something. There's something on my mind. Can somebody please tell me why? This nigga. And let me take my driver's license out of here. Let me show you something. Because you's a clown for real, man. Let me take my driver's license out of here. Take my baby picture. Let me turn my card around. Because you know it be scammers. Scammers. You see all these cards, bro? Let me show you. You see all these cards, bro? Hold on. How about you see them? You see them, nigga? I could go in the store and buy whatever the fuck I want. It's called credit, nigga. It's called bank accounts. It's called save. And the motherfucker ain't give it to me, nigga. I earned it, nigga. I worked 2 jobs. You bum. Get your shit up. Get your shit together, man. He definitely giving crackhead energy. Nigga. Work like being that you want the pocket watch. Go back on camera. And this is just in the back. This is just in the back, nigga. In the back. In the back of the wallet. In the wallet. That means just because. Wait, I'm gonna show you something else. One more thing. Because I got a case for just credit cards. Nigga, hold on. Let me be right back. Let me show you something, bro. Because you don't know who the fuck I am. And you won't never know. Because you'll never get that close to me. And you think because you told people my so-called name, you think. Hold on, y'all. I'm back. I'm gonna show this bum ass nigga something, man. Make sure none of my names is showing. You see that? This the credit cards, bro. This the credit cards, bro. You see that? Fuck is you talking about? Nigga, I shop. That's what I do. That's my fucking profession, nigga. And now everybody know, oh, this bitch had money before she started a motherfucking YouTube channel. The fuck? What's wrong with these people, man? Sometimes you gotta do that to people because they think they motherfucking know and they don't know shit. They dumb. Dumb as rocks. I don't ask a motherfucker for nothing. Because if you fuck with me and you love me like you say you do, then you gonna motherfucking make sure I'm always good. Like I do people that I fuck with. Shit. My mother is beautiful. And nobody, I call you road. Somebody, the nerve to call somebody roadkill. Who said that? Who the fuck make this ashy? I'm dead. Somebody trolling you, Q? That's crazy work, man. Right, crying because somebody ain't answer the phone. We're not gonna keep going through this. His mama left him like roadkill. She wanted the pipe more than him. Oh man, that's terrible work. That's terrible work. This what he wanted. He want people to fucking talk. They've been talking about him since he first motherfucking appeared on social media again, resurfaced like he came out of the witness protection program. The fuck? Nigga done expired there too. They done rejected his ass there. He back. The fuck? He yesterday crying, talking about it's not safe. You want me to put my life in danger? Nigga didn't go somewhere fucking safe. Fuck Chicago. There's no way I wouldn't have no motherfucking life. That shit sound weird, yo. Fuck them people. Shit sound dumb. There's no way I wouldn't be going the fuck outside. That's how people in Chicago, they brains, they shit is on dummy mode. That shit is on fucking cruise control, man. Cause it's no way I wouldn't go the fuck outside and be having a look on. You heard that? They ain't gonna say niggas stole his car. So niggas ain't want to kill you. They just want to steal your motherfucking car. They just showing you how close they are to you, nigga. And you not even peeping game. You on here talking shit. Nigga stole your car? That mean they close, nigga. Fuck out of here. That shit sound retarded as fuck. And you get online and you repeat that shit. I wouldn't have told nobody a nigga stole my motherfucking car because that's just letting the motherfucker know you close. They close to you. Dumb. One day it's going to register in that motherfucking brain of yours, or maybe not. But that could have been gaslighting to so motherfucker feel bad for you. Because I done had so many people inbox me telling me they sent you money, Ubers, all types of shit. You pressing them where that, basically like where the money at. I got so many messages, yo. Niggas that was kind to you and good to you, and you just flipped the fuck out on them. ODD. That's a clear sign. And then you had this dummy, Maya, gonna say something about drugs, nigga. Where I work at, they drop. I drops. You got the PPP, nigga, in a cup. They take hair follicles. The fuck? Can't do that. This motherfucker, I could pee for anybody. The fuck? This pee hot. I could sell this motherfucker. Is you cool? Drugs, that's not my forte, Stink. But I know you miss me. And it's okay. I heard you say it before. You drag other motherfucker, but the little bit you say about me, because you know it was genuine from over here. But then he says, I don't even want to mess up this live. So I'm going to stop this one and I'm going to come right back. Y'all give me 5 minutes. I don't want to mess up this live. I want to come back. And then the next live, we going to talk our shit. Hold on.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We serve the tea, hot or cold and ice. Got that sweet tea, yeah, we keep it right. Facts over feelings, truth when we speak. If you wanted it real, you in the right seat. We serve the tea, hot or cold and ice. Got that sweet tea, yeah, we keep it right. Facts over feelings, truth when we speak. Real tea, yeah, it's for the streets.
Yeah. Real TV, tap in, lean close. Past and present stories, yeah, we break them both. Local corners, big names, headlines too. If it mattered to the people, then it mattered to you. No rush talk, we let truth breathe. Every word got weight when we let it speak. Community first, gotta stand on code. Black excellence shine, let the real be known.
We serve the tea, hot or cold and ice. Got the sweet tea, yeah, we keep it right. Facts over feelings, truth when we speak. If you want it real, you in the right seat. We serve the tea, hot or cold and ice. Got the sweet tea, yeah, we keep it right. Facts over feelings, truth when we speak. Deeper, more studies.
Opinions welcome. Long as respect stay clear, we don't drown out voices, we let them appear. No clout chase, no mess for views, just real conversations, different points of view. But awareness the goal, not drama or noise. Give the people facts so they make their choice. From the block to the boardroom, stories unfold. We clock the sweet tea, yeah, the truth get told.
Slow it down, let it sink in. Real conversations, yeah, we locked in. Truth don't yell, it don't compete. It just stand firm when it hit these streets.
We ain't here to argue, we here to inform. Shining light in the dark, keep your mind warm. History matter, so do right now. If you wanna understand, then you in the crowd. From the first word spoken to the last one said, everything we bring got purpose instead. No smoke screens, no emotional plea. Facts over feelings, that's real TTV.
We serve the tea, hot or cold and ice. Got the sweet tea, yeah, we keep it right. Facts over feelings, truth when we speak. Back it when we read, you in the right seat. We serve the tea, hot or cold and ice. Got the sweet tea, yeah, we keep it right. Facts over feelings, truth when we speak. TTP, yeah, it's for the street. We serve the tea, hot or cold and ice. We keep it right. Truth when we speak. Yeah, this for the streets. Yeah, this for the streets. Yeah.